Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray, and I like talking about the breakaway civilizations and breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is September 12th, 2025. Happy Friday. I got 4 cards for you. Let's go to the tarot cam. Sweet. All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 4 cards for Friday. Or whenever you tune into this broadcast and you check out these 4 cards, the tarot world wants to know that this message is for you. Good morning, tarot world. Thanks for all the great messages here at STARCARD Podcast. We're all having a good time. Very entertaining. Hopefully, we're all reflecting and learning more about each other and our own selves. I almost said our own bad selves. Nothing wrong with learning about the shadow self. Let's be friends with that guy. He's got powers too. We can all work together. Hey, tarot world, you got 4 cards for us on a Friday? Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear with 4 cards on Friday. Thank you. 4 cards on Friday, please. 4 cards for all of us watching STARCARD Podcast. It's Friday. 4 cards. Here we go. Ooh, I totally want to give you a 5th card. We'll check the bottom of the deck later. But right now, here's 4 cards for everybody tuning in. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Aren't you having fun already? Cool. First, remember how I just said, aren't you having fun already? Here's the Queen of Wands. She's the zest for life lady. Happy Friday. We're going to have fun. Next up, all right. I guess I'm buying drinks. It's the 9 of Cups. It's happy hour. It's the wish come true card. I got to say, to be with you all here today, throw cards and have a good time, it is a wish come true for me, for sure. Hopefully I'm brightening your day too. I haven't even gotten started. Next up, it's the Emperor. He indicates control. All right. Let's celebrate responsibly. All right. Keep it going. 4 cards for Friday. Come on, Tarot World. Yeah, I said the name, Tarot World. Okay. I think the Tarot World is encouraging us to enjoy our Friday and our weekend in a responsible way. What a lovely message to start our day. My day, anyway. It's quite early here in California. Let me give these a toss, and then I'll check my notes. Oh, okay, yeah. So next up, I think you can see I've got the second deck standing by here. I see we have some friends in the chat already. Thanks for joining me already, everybody. So, yeah, I'm going to look at the chat later. In the meantime, everybody knows this trick if you've been watching my show. I shuffled this deck before we went live, and I'm inviting the tarot world while I'm shuffling. I'm saying, hey, you know what my lesson plan is. My lesson plan is today, right? You know what's going to happen during the show. So why don't you give us a tarot summary, please, tarot world? 1 card, give us some place to point our attention. You would call this an anticipatory set if you were a school teacher. So 1 card, please, tarot world. Why don't you tell us about what's going on with our program here at STARCARD Podcast today, this morning? 1 card. And the message is Judgment. That's not the card I was expecting, but it's still a great card because it suggests that, an old life is going away and a new life is coming in. I mean, we are talking about the age of Aquarius, for example. We're swapping out old energies and we're bringing in new ones. We're saying goodbye to the horses and the buggies, and we're bringing in the motorized vehicles. So well done again, Tarot World. That's a fun message. I hope that applies. So while I give these cards a quick shuffle, I want to remind everyone to check out the description where I've put in a bunch of links to documents links to videos and documents that would interest you if you're trying to keep up with whatever Breakaway Ray thinks he's talking about here at STARCARD Podcast. I'm not going to review all those today, but we do have a lot of new subscribers. So I want to say thank you so much to all the viewers and especially the subscribers. You subscribers really motivate me to get up early. Oh yeah, I want to look you in the eye when I say this. You subscribers really motivate me to get up early and get my face on the camera and start talking to you and making noise in your house, right? So thank you very much. I'm very motivated. Thank you, subscribers. And in case you're new, I've been posting more or less the same description with my video links, so you get the background knowledge that I'm working with. So in the meantime, checking my notes, making sure I stay organized. Oh, it looks like I'm leading off with our friend Walt Whitman again, the writer from the United States, former school teacher when he was a teenager, a very bright person, very good journal keeper, and one of the influential writers of the Transcendentalist movement with his buddy Henry David Thoreau. I think I've got that right. So I picked out two more from his book, Leaves of Grass, as models for journaling and writing in a diary and discovering what you really want to say by watching it come out on paper. So let's go back to the tarot cam so I can look better at the book. Hang on. Great. Leaves of Grass. I picked out two more today, and I tried to pick out short ones, right? I know about attention spans. All right. Oh, okay. This one is on page 150. This is on page 150. I mentioned it because if you happen to have this version of the book or any book similar to it, even the original, it's going to be the same page number. So page 150, and I call to mankind, be not curious about God, for I, who am curious about each, am not curious about God. No array of terms can say how much I am at peace about God and about death. I hear and behold God in every object, yet I understand God not in the least, nor do I understand who there can be more wonderful than myself. And I like this quote because it mentions how Mr. Whitman sees God in everything. And that isn't like an analogy for us to remember that everything has consciousness. And everything that has consciousness is God. So I also like to read a second one to you. This one is on page 163. Page 163. Here we go. Walt Whitman again. Why? What have you thought of yourself? Is it you then that thought yourself less? Is it you that thought the president greater than you? Or the rich better off than you? Or the educated wiser than you? Because you are greasy or pimpled, or that you was once drunk or a thief or diseased or rheumatic or a prostitute, or are so now, or from frivolity or impotence, or that you are no scholar and never saw your name in print, do you give in that you are any less immortal? And that kind of makes me think, it's a reminder that no matter who you see throughout your day, everybody has their own spiritual path to follow. Everyone has God inside of them. Everyone is God. And by the way, we are all imperfect while we're here down on earth, aren't we? But our souls are perfect. All right, so I want to thank Mr. Whitman for taking some time out of his day to jot some notes to make us all think. Well done, Mr. Whitman. And now, everyone, please take out your notebooks. Oh, you don't have your notebooks yet? Well, please check the supplies list that I never wrote, but I am talking about journaling and keeping a diary and writing to learn about our higher self. So today I'm going to emulate what I encourage people to do. Now, if you're watching STARCARD podcast, you're probably already doing some kind of journaling. You probably have some kind of artwork or music or some kind of passion where you're in connection with your higher self. I understand that. We do have a lot of new subscribers, and I got to say that a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about was relatively new to me, and I'm kind of up there. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed as if I'm introducing at least what I do, and you can compare notes with me. How's that sound? All right. So let's go down here to the table again. I got my notebook. Yeah, what I want to show you about the notebook, this was before I started regularly podcasting again. Like, I know people who've been following, they know I had a 5-subject notebook, and I filled up the pages with my tarot readings in order to develop communication with the tarot world. And so I was doing the same thing, obviously, here. And you can see I didn't stop. I kept on going. I even bought 2 more notebooks like this because I knew I was going to fill this one up in a hurry. Oh, yeah. So I'm not telling you something. I'm not telling you to do something I wouldn't do. I did it. I'm trying to compare notes with those who did it. I'm trying to encourage those who haven't tried it yet. Give it a shot. Well, what else you got going on? You're going to watch the TV, some kind of sitcom you saw already? Take that half an hour, open up a notebook, and see what's really on your mind. Okay, so anyway, here's what I got to. I got to this page right here. Okay, and one way to start writing a diary is pretty much what I did when I started writing a diary when I was a teenager. It's your outside world. Here we go. It's your outside world. What's going on in the outside world? And so I would write, for example, well, today I started with the laundry while I was eating breakfast. Then my brothers came downstairs, and we picked up our argument from yesterday about who actually won the game that we were playing in the backyard. For example, right? And then just to bring in something more contemporary with what we're talking about, after I've taken the outside world, right, I might go through my tarot deck and say, all right, I wrote about, domestic chores. I wrote about my family. I wrote about the fun we're having. I wrote about conflict. I wonder which cards would go with that. So I might go through the deck and pick 3 cards, consciously, deliberately. Let me pick 3 cards, and I'm going to pretend, well, the Tower card wouldn't work for my story. Nothing was ruined. Okay, there's no big reveal or anything like that. We were talking about chores and playing with my brother. So, okay, the Page of Swords guy, he looks like he's playing wiffle ball. I might pick that guy. All right. And then what about another one for my outside world? The King of Pentacles. Well, yeah, I'm going to go with that one because I kept winning the game. And so I was like the winner, and the King of Pentacles looks like a winner. And then maybe I picked one more card. Temperance and Angel. I don't see the point of that one. It doesn't relate to matching my dad's socks and things like that. The King of Swords, that guy's about truth. All right. You know what? I am writing down what actually happened. So I guess these 3 cards could work with what I'm writing about my outside world, right? Okay. So just do it very quickly like that. And of course, the more you practice, the easier it gets, the greater facility you have. Now, you've just written about the outside world. Wasn't that fun? Let's have some more fun. Turn the page. That's right. It's time to talk about your inside world. Oh, the inside world. So now I would change. Instead of miming it, I'm going to put a pen in my hand. I'm not actually going to write, okay? So I would have to report on my inside world. What was I thinking? I'm going to go in time to my days at college at Cal State Northridge in the Valley, San Fernando Valley in California. Okay, so in the inside world, took me an hour to get to school today. Couldn't find a song on the radio I liked. Kept on thinking about why I don't hear from my friends who went away to school. Took me half an hour to find a parking spot. Good thing I left 2 hours early. Going to my classes is kind of like going to the airport. You got to leave early to get there on time. Makes me wonder if all this time at college is going to be worth it and whether I picked the right major. Also, there's a girl in at least 3 of my classes I think I have a crush on, and I don't know what to do. Okay, so then I'm talking about what's on my mind, right? And then I would do the same thing based on those ideas and go through the deck and see if there's any cards that would match up with that. My day at college, thinking about things while I'm driving and trying to find a parking spot. 3 of Pentacles, that talks about teamwork. I don't see it yet. Not in that story. Let me try a different one here. Another card that might work. Ooh, the Moon. Okay, stuff that's on my mind. Cool. Oh, 3 of Swords, heartache, unrequited love, infatuation. Definitely. Poor Breakaway Ray in college. He had a crush on so many ladies. Okay. Oh, yeah. And you know what? He doesn't see what's going on either. I kind of like those 3 cards. Now, that went very quickly for me, right? But I mean, you could spend some time and really think about which cards really match up. And so you reverse engineer your own drawing to match up with the things that you wrote about. Hey, that's kind of clever. All right. What do you got on the next page, Breakaway Ray? So we did the outside world, we did the inside world. Next, I have source. Well, if I was looking down on my life from source's point of view, or the universe's point of view, or even the tarot world's point of view, or God's point of view, okay, how would I characterize my life? And again, we're just pretending, we're just practicing. This is for entertainment purposes only, but we all have a channel to source. You want to open it up? Why don't you pick up the phone and ask source to tell you, while you write it down, what do you think's going on in my life? So let's go to a different time in my life. How about after my 10th year of teaching, which would have been the turn of the last century here, the year 2000. So what would source say about what's going on in my life in the year 2000? Okay, and I would have to use the second person narrator. I would be talking to myself. You, Breakaway Ray, are working hard in the classroom. You have an impact on those you interact with, whether they are children or adults. You are pretty good at preparing your lessons so that you keep classes engaged. This is all practice for you for part of your life that's coming later, and you have no idea what's coming. It's going to be good, but it's going to look like a disaster. Okay, so I'm kind of having fun, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having fun with me. So now, having said all that, what kind of cards would I pick to represent what source had to tell me about my life as a teacher 10 years in, which would have been 23, 24, 25 years ago, okay? I wonder if this card would work. I wouldn't say this card would work then, the Hermit card, looking inward. Well, okay, maybe I should stop right there. I am looking inward. I'm asking about source. All right, so in that case, maybe the Hermit card would work, right? Okay, next. Ooh, the Knight of Cups is the Knight in Shining Armor. This is almost like a real tarot throw. I mean, like I would, but yeah, the Knight in Shining Armor, the source was just talking about how hard I was working to create something that's going to be really great for myself later on. I was being my own Knight in Shining Armor with my work ethic. All right, I like that. Okay, that does kind of match with what I just kind of off the cuff said source might have to say about me back then. Okay, and then there's the King of Wands. Sure. Remember I was just saying about how source was telling me, you don't see it right now, but I could see the big picture. Well, the King of Wands is the big picture card. So I know that looked like a real tarot throw because I was just pulling out the cards that actually matched. But what I'm suggesting is, go through the deck. Does Eight of Swords work? No. Does the Three of Swords work? The Moon. Well, maybe the Moon would have worked. Three of Pentacles. No, not this guy, not her. No way. The Tower card. Well, that might come later, right? The Nine of Wands. Well, after 10 years, I should have some experience. I should know better, right? So that might work. So you go through each one. The Sun card. I don't know if that one would apply because all I'm seeing at that point is, I'm surviving. If you ask most teachers, they'll say, it's not just another year down. It's a year I survived. Every year it's survival, dude. Okay, I'm getting too excited about this. So, but maybe the Sun is not going along with that message from source at that time, although I'm sure source would, encourage me, right? And then the Magician, maybe that would apply. But you see what I'm doing? I'm going through each one, assessing the meaning and seeing if it matches. All right? So, having said all that, let me give these guys a toss. All right, I want to thank this tarot deck, very educational tool. So having said all that, we're doing a bit of cross-training. We're writing to get in touch with our higher self and source. We're throwing cards to confirm and reaffirm our messages back and forth and build that bridge of communication. And now, why don't we do what you've tuned in for in the first place? Why don't I throw some tarot cards? There are probably a lot of tarot card throwing people out there, and they're thinking to themselves, well, yeah, those are some good ideas, Breakaway Ray. Bust out the deck. Let's go. All right, let's go back down to tarot cam. Here we go. All right. So I want to say very quickly, I think I saw our friend Johnny Anderson. I think Johnny mentioned, I'm not really looking at the chat, everybody, right? But I just want to say to Johnny, I guess your house was quiet, and then you tuned into STARCARD podcast. So I'm happy to make some noise at your house. Thanks for inviting me in. Okay, so why don't we do this right now? Just with Breakaway Ray. It's Friday. It's a happy hour because I'm happy to be with you, right? So I'm going to say, what's going on, Breakaway Ray? Throw us some cards about what's going on the inside of your life, right? By the way, I kind of know, I came back from my hike already. We'll also do the outside, which is something a lot of you should be aware of by now. If you've been tuning in for the last couple episodes, you probably feel like I'm at least a neighbor that you're familiar with, okay? Not the neighbor that you say, well, we never heard from the guy. He seems so quiet. That reminds me of a Rodney Dangerfield routine. Anyway, and then also I do have, some cards. Maybe the tarot world will show us what source or the universe has to say about what's going on. Now, I want to show you this other one that I got. I said, I could also ask my higher self, but that would be a lot of cards in the first place. And the higher self is going to be kind of matched up with the inside and the outside. But then I did that thing where I thought to myself, all right, well, what if it's my higher self? Okay. Well, sometimes I don't think my higher self is paying attention. And so what would my higher self say, about what my higher self recognizes going on in my life as Breakaway Ray? My higher self might say, oh, Breakaway Ray, I heard you. There's like 400 plus lifetimes that you've had on Earth. So, you're kind of in the crowd there. Oh, yeah, I know. You look nice. Are you having some problems? Because we wrote the plan. You were supposed to follow the plan. I don't know what the plan is. I'm not looking at the notes. So anyway, you can see how I'm arguing with myself. I'm not sure my higher self is always paying attention, and I don't want to get into it with my higher self right now. Okay. Well, I am trying to get his attention, but we do need to work together more carefully and collaboratively because I want to do the job that I was sent here for. I need a little support, and it's okay to ask for help. I know that there's someone in the chat right now who's thinking and probably typing the same thing. It's totally okay to ask for help. You're supposed to ask for help. Guess what? On STARCARD podcast, we recognize you can ask for help from the spirit world. That's not something that happens when you go to school. Okay, so I'm going to put away my canaletto and create some space here. It's not really a plastic apple. It's a timer. I never actually used this in the class, but it's an apple. But anyway, I'm going to put it away now. All right, let's make some space here. All right. Hey, Tarot World. So we got a good lesson going here. And I'm inviting you, Tarot World, to show reflections right here on camera in front of the world, on video, up on the internet until I take it down, if I ever take it down. Would you please show me and everyone watching STARCARD podcast and tell me and all of us what it is I need to see and what it is I need to hear in this moment of time. And also, we'd like to hear from Source. We'd like to have Source's opinion, please. I'm sure Source is going to be very encouraging because Source loves us and has big plans for us and loves it when we communicate with Source and with each other. This is a huge advantage, being on the internet with everybody like this. All right. So please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. What's it look like on Breakaway Ray's outside world, his inside world, and how does Source see it all? These are for Breakaway Ray. Breakaway Ray, outside, inside. And how does Source see it? When he's in the classroom, when he's on the playground. And what does his report card look like? These are for Breakaway Ray. Wow, this is intensely personal. No, it's not. This is for entertainment purposes only. I want to thank everyone for being my friend and setting a good example that I can follow. We all have to set examples for each other. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Who said that? Mickey Mouse? Okay, here we go. First up, my outside world. It's the death card, which indicates change. Yeah, that's correct. There's big change, big transformation. Next up, it's the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, someone's knight in shining armor. I think that pentacle matches my shirt color. Well, I might be thinking of the background. Wait a second. Yeah, how about that? Matching up. Knight in shining armor. I wonder who they're talking about. Oh, and is that what I'm doing at STARCARD podcast? Bringing down the walls of false history and false science. Okay, I don't have to elaborate too much. If you've seen more than one of my shows, you probably agree that's probably what's going on the outside world with Breakaway Ray. All right, now let's mind probe what's going on the inside, Breakaway Ray. By the way, I had a real tough morning on my hike today, uncharacteristically. Here we go. What's going on the inside, Ray? The Knight of Cups. Have I got these confused? Oh, I do have these confused. Okay, so this was the Knight of Pentacles, by the way. We have to back up a little bit here. Hard work, productivity, routine. Yeah, that's good. There's a big change in my life on the outside world. I got this routine where I'm doing the podcast, and the Tower card represents what I'm actually doing on the podcast. That's my hard work in the middle. Okay, I'm cool with that, but I'm still glad I got the Knight in Shining Armor card from the Knight of Cups. And, oh yeah, this is like another personal card for me. The Three of Wands, where luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I've been saying this since I was a kid. Don't want to get into the big story about it right now. And does that match my shirt? Not quite. Maybe it does. So, and then the last one is, there's a challenge. All right. So, in my inside world, frankly, I am my own Knight in Shining Armor. I have been working hard at it with the many notebooks, for example, that we were talking about. That helps me keep my thoughts aligned and my mind focused on what my goals are. Great. I mean, this card really does represent me in lots of ways. And yeah, do I feel like there's a challenge in lots of areas that I'm going to be able to manage anyway? Yeah. So that's my inner world. Okay. That's how I perceive it. Okay. So now let's see how Source might see it according to what the tarot cards say. And I'm already entertained by these wonderful throws. All right. What does Source have to say? Oh, how about public recognition? I am speaking about all this in public. I'm talking about what is hidden. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The Six of Wands is a public recognition card. The Seven of Swords is there's something hidden card. And then you have the Knight of Wands. That's right. Okay. So in public, I'm discussing what's hidden, like the inner world, my own inner world, our own inner world, the tarot world that we don't see, and we're told not to pay attention. In public, I'm discussing what's hidden, and I'm doing it for a good reason. And if you look at this Knight of Wands guy, you know, he's not just enthusiastically charging forward, okay, but he's also well-dressed. It's like he's well-prepared. Whichever general sent this guy into battle, they sent him prepared. Look at how buff that horse is. Whoa, I want that horse to be my bodyguard. That guy's got muscles. All right, so that suggests to me that Source, you know, despite the challenges, being in public and talking about hidden things, you're protected. Anyway, keep going. Nicely done, Tarot World. Thank you for those helpful messages. I'll be pondering those until next time I throws. Okay, so now I'm going to give these cards a shuffle. I didn't mean to shuffle the two decks together. Hang on. And then everyone knows I can't read the whole chat right now. I'm going to scan and look for readings and then make a list and give as many readings as I can. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's get that notebook out. All right, good morning. So I'm now going to look for those numbers. I know the top fan thing takes care of at least the first three people who click on it. I'm guessing. I'm learning about it. And then I'll scan through and see if anyone else for a chat asks for a chat. So let me just give it a quick look. Hang on, I got to get my mouse. I'm sorry. Otherwise, I'm pretty well prepared, right? Going back up to the top. Number one, Sally Forth is in the house. Hello, Sally Forth. Next up, number three, I see, Alar Aud, 1989. Hello, Alar Aud, 1989. Thanks a lot for joining me. Hello, Alar Aud. I'm so sorry. Alar Out, 1989. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Okay. Next up, I see number 2. I got. Oh, you got number 2 and number 3. There must be no. There's Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany. Let's put you down for reading. Okay, so I just saw the 3 numbers. Now I'm going to scan through and see if there's any other people who said something about reading. I'm going to do the best I can. Oh, I see Judy's in the house. Hello, Mrs. NW5. That's great. Hello, Johnny Anderson. Glad you made it again. Hello, Joel D. Okay, good. I'm glad you're here too. Okay, now let's see. 1 card for Judy. Got it. This looks like very interesting stuff to read. Okay, so you might have to, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like a reading, I'm going to have to ask you to drop it in the chat, now. I'll eyeball the bottom corner of my screen and see if I see any requests. Otherwise, I'm going to get started with Sally Forth and Alar Out 1989 and Tiffany and Judy. Okay, anybody else here? Oh, Sally says I can skip her. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Sally. Arizona Ravens here. Hello. Okay, right on. Thanks for joining me, Arizona Raven. I really appreciate you coming out to watch my show. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who would like reading? Okay. Oh, Spiderbite is here. Hi, Spiderbite. Spiderbite's in Australia. Anyway, glad you could make it, Spiderbite. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. Let's get the cards out for Alar Out, 1989. Alar Out. I'm going to go ahead and refer to you as Alar or 1989, if that's all right. Oh, Lynn. Hello, Lynn. I just saw your message. I'll write you down, Lynn. You're welcome, Spiderbite. All right. Okay, but this is going to be for Alar Out 1989. Hey, Tarot World. You're doing a great job again, as usual. Very entertaining. Lots of great help. Do you have a helpful, fun message for Alar Out 1989 on Friday? How about a helpful, fun message for Alar Out 1989, please? Thank you. These are for Alar Out 1989. That's the year I technically graduated college, actually. The first time. Alar Out 1989. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. Any helpful messages for Alar Out, please? These are for Alar Out. Okay. These are for Alar Out. 1989. 1989. These are for Alar Out. 1989. There we go. I'm going to throw you a dessert card, Alar Out. This one wanted to come out. All right. These are all for entertainment purposes only. I hope you're all having a good time. This is for Alar Out, 1989. Well, all right. Well, let's have some fun. Let's start the movie with some kind of dramatic, cinematic stuff. It's the devil. Now, the devil talks about letting go of things that we don't need to hold on to anymore. I always point this out. Well, not always, I guess, but a lot of times when we look at the devil card, we see that there's 2 people there. They have chains around their neck, but the chains are quite loose. They could easily lift them up and be free. They could let it go. So that's the story that the devil card tells us. We're dealing with the shadow self. And that can be a challenge. Yeah, it's the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands says challenge, competition, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. It could also indicate a dynamic of trying to protect yourself. Maybe there actually is something that's shadowy and it's something you have to protect yourself from. We're looking for fun, helpful messages, though. So let's not forget the fun part. It could be helpful. Watch out. Be careful. Let's make it fun. Okay, next up, the Emperor indicates that you're in total control. You are battling, but you're in total control here. Next up, more guys with wands. All right, so here you are, 7 of Wands, taking on 6 guys like you're Jason Statham or Bruce Lee. And now you got 5 of Wands. You notice that you're not there. You're not in the picture. There was 7, but at least you're not in the picture anymore. And these guys are going to fight anyway. They're going to keep on having their conflicts. So pick your battle, walk away from, let these guys tire themselves out. Go ahead, fight with yourselves, okay? Because I walked away already because I was in control. You guys aren't. You're not done fighting. Put down the weapons, okay? Look each other in the eye. Let's shake hands and work these things out. Next up, the Hermit indicates introspection and reflection. So rather than pay attention to the battle on the outside, you're pursuing knowledge on the inside. And maybe a time of separation. But you know what? That could be a good thing, right? A vacation from everything, a vacation from all the drama, right? Okay. Next up, the last sentence for Al Aroud, 1989. I think it's fun already. I like sitting on the side watching these guys go. I'm not involved. Go ahead. Knock yourselves out, guys. All right. But I'm going out Friday night. You guys are going to be like in the hospital. Next up. Yeah, the 8 of Wands indicates travel or flight or speed, or it's happening right away. So maybe this is what's coming at you this weekend. The 3 of Pentacles indicates teamwork. Teamwork is better than whatever that is. Okay. Oh, yeah. And when you have teamwork, you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is giving and taking. Yeah, you got to give, but yeah, you get to take. We're all stronger when we work together. And then the 7 of Wands suggests that something's hidden. I don't know. Maybe I don't like suggesting something like this, but maybe you could make like some kind of deal, where you're collaborating with someone, but that doesn't mean that everybody has to know about it. It's kind of like planning a birthday surprise, a surprise birthday party, right? Okay, listen, keep it quiet, but you and I can work together and we can plan a surprise. All right, I'm glad I picked this dessert card because I want to find out what's going on here. Whoa. Okay, so here's lots of different ideas on the Lover's card. Maybe that surprise has something to do with something romantic. Is there an anniversary coming up? I don't know. But the Lover's card talks about the strength of 2 together. So there could be a wonderful partnership, like with that deal you just cut with whoever this person was, right? And then also, the way this card showed up at the very end as a punctuation mark, okay? It tells me the tarot world is right here saying, we love you, Al Aroud, 1989, and we're the ones who provided this message for you. This sounds very overconfident on my part. I never know if I'm saying anything accurate or not until someone puts it in the chat. And I'm really grateful to hear that most of the time I'm right. But anyway, I'm going to call this my slam dunk card. I hope this message was helpful and fun. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. Next up, it's Tiffany. All right, so I know Tiffany doesn't mind. I just need to step aside for a second. It's been more than 30 minutes and I got some tea. So let's give Breakaway Ray his tea break so I can keep it going. More tarot fluid, as it were. You can look at my Canaletto a minute. I'm not reading the chat, but I see like soda bubbles in the forms of hearts popping up all the time. Thanks for the encouragement, everybody. Okay, so next up, it's Tiffany. Right on. Okay, here we go. These cards are for Tiffany. Tiffany, the High Priestess, southern part of the United States, from San Diego. All right, how about some helpful, fun messages for Tiffany, please? I mean, she may be at the beginning of her magical adventure. At the same time, it seems logical that she's had magical adventures before this lifetime too. Are you bringing a lot of magic from your previous lifetimes with you? You probably recognize that already. These cards are for Tiffany. Yeah, we got a lot of wizards and magicians and magic people and high priestesses in the audience. Thanks a lot for your patience. I hope I'm showing you a good time. You people are all the best. Good for you. Good for you to get where you were. But these cards are for Tiffany. Thanks for letting me in the club. These cards are for Tiffany. These cards are for Tiffany. Here we go. All right. These cards are for Tiffany. All right. First up, the Nine of Cups. It's the wish come true card. Why don't I read it out loud for you? There's always some kind of party going on, Tiffany. Wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. Looks like you're hosting the party. I'm just teasing here. You're hosting the party at the sorority house. You already got the cups on the table. Okay, where's the rest of the decorations your sisters are supposed to put up there? That was their responsibility. Okay, anyway, just teasing. Wish come true card, Tiffany. Three of Pentacles, teamwork. Okay, we're gonna go with my sorority idea right now. I don't think you're in a sorority, but it's a fun story to tell. Okay, teamwork. Your sisters, you know, your high priestess sisters. There you go. Teamwork with your high priestess sisters and your sorority, your coven. Okay, and it's hard work. Okay, I'm sure you'll be able to interpret the dynamics despite my creative, humorous stories, okay? Eight of Pentacles, diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill development, repetitive tasks. Yeah, your wish will come true with teamwork. If you all work together, going to be a great event, going to be a great party. Next up, okay, everybody, you see me shuffling the cards, right? Well, it's the Emperor card again. Someone's in control. Someone is the authority. Ooh, sweet. Then you got the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords reads, mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind. Yeah, sweet. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And then look what else happened. You got the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups talks about love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition. I'll stop there. Hey, you have all the power. You have all the knowledge. And you're bringing that forth with your intuition and spirituality. It's happening right now. You're working together. You're not by yourself. You're working with someone on this to make this wish come true. So goes the story. All right, great. Next up. Oh, well, the Eight of Cups. The walk-away card, the ego death card. You know, I don't know what middle school you went to, of course, but, you know, you're not an 8th grader anymore. That was wonderful when it was there, but it's not going to satisfy you now. You're a grown-up, and you're heading down a different path. So pinch your pennies because you still live in the real world, despite how spiritual you are. And what this suggests, the Ten of Swords, is that it's the end of a painful episode. Well, let's count that as a blessing. If there was a painful episode, thank goodness it's over. And it probably made you stronger. And it probably made you stronger on the inside and probably prompted, in one sense, your spiritual pursuits. Hey, Tiffany, that was entertaining for me. Thanks for always inviting me to read. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good weekend. Next up, it's Judy for one card. All right. Here we go. One card for Judy. I mean, that's a nice card, but let's pull one for it. We have one card for Judy, please. She's across the pond. This is NW5. Wow. All right, you're going to get a card. Hang on. This card is for Judy. Just need one card for Judy, please. Sure. All right. Thanks a lot, Judy, for showing up. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all your messages. How about a card? It's the Empress. The Empress, abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. What a wonderful snapshot. All right. Thank you very much, Judy. And then Lynn is up, L-I-N-N. Lynn, if you have like a particular focus you want me to take a look at, you could drop it in the chat now. I'll eyeball it. But otherwise, the tarot world knows what you want to talk about. So let's invite the tarot world. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear to help Lynn in a fun and helpful way. These cards are for Lynn. And we have some nice messages, some fun messages to help Lynn, please. Fun, helpful messages for Lynn, please. On Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I know you may be enjoying the show if you're still tuned in. I don't do this. I'm going to really freestyle it on the weekend and go with my own flow and my own schedule. But I know that people during the week are enjoying eating breakfast or communing with Breakaway Ray. So what I'm trying to say is don't count on me tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, although you might see me anyway. But I certainly will make like a real effort on the weekdays. It's good for all of us. It's healthy for me too. These cards are for Lynn. Oh, okay, great. These are for Lynn, please. These cards are for Lynn. Fun, helpful messages for Lynn, please. These cards are for Lynn. These cards are for Lynn. All right. All right, let's have some fun again. Fun, helpful messages for Lynn. First up, the Page of Pentacles. Manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, diligence. You have a goal. It looks brand new, like you can't wait to get in that new car. Oh, how wonderful. The Ace of Cups. I know we read it, but let's read it again. Ace of Cups, love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, marriage. Is your consciousness expanding? Are you growing psionically? And the Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving. Six of Pentacles, giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. Whatever you have so much. It's wonderful to share. It's wonderful that you can share. And you're not sharing just to be charitable. It would be out of love. You're giving of yourself. Let's go to the second sentence. Oh, it's the Ten of Swords. Okay, it's the end of a painful episode. So the good news is there's no place to go but up. And I'll read to you what it says on the Ten of Swords card here. Painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse, and defeat. I'm laughing and crying at the same time. Yeah, if your consciousness is expanding and you're developing new psionic abilities and all you want to do is help people, well, it's probably brought about because something miserable happened. But again, the good news is that it happened and it's over, right? So let's heal from it and move on. We got a long way to go. Okay? As much as you can imagine, says the Eight of Swords. We'll have to read that card. We might read that card. Oh, okay. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm glad that we waited because, the pain is past. Okay. And so look at things in a different way. It should be the Hanged Man. As much as you can imagine, you're really in the position of the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles reads, nurturing, practical, providing financially, a working parent. right? This is giving out of love over here, helping, being a family member out of love, okay? Even though there's a painful episode that, it's hard not to think about it. Look at how your sentences end with all this love, because you started with that. Let's go to the last sentence here. Oh, yay. Okay. I was really talking about the Queen of Cups the whole time, wasn't I? Let's read what it says on the Queen of Cups. Compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, caring. Yeah. Look at what's going on. You got these two wonderful queens. There's a message of real parental love going on here. That's your strength. That's where the preponderance of your life is. It's not just these two guys, okay? Yay, the 10 of Pentacles talks about family. Look at 10 of Pentacles, wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, contribution. When you have this many great-looking cards, and then you look at these two cards again, and this one really belongs over here more, okay? The bulk of your life is wonderful and beautiful. It makes us all want to be grateful for what we have, and then it makes these images of things that weren't so fun, it makes them seem smaller and more remote. All right, come on, Tarot World. We were doing a good job. I bet you got a good finale for us. Yay, it's the homecoming card, 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands means celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, homecoming. And now when we look at this card, wasn't this like one of the foundations, the building blocks of all the happiness that came after it? So I hope that was a fun reading for you, Lynn. I had fun telling it. Thanks for inviting me to read. I'm going to take another quick look and see if there's anyone else who has a tarot request. Okay. Hello, Maria Madrigal. I see your name. I'm going to read everything later. Okay, Lynn, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate your feedback. Again, I'm grateful I can help out. That's so wonderful. Okay, well, I'm always like unsure if I'm going to like come out and, because it's not really a job. I'm way tired. I don't have to do this, but I do have fun doing it. So even though I may not be on schedule, I love being in front of the camera and talking to you all. I want to thank you all for inviting me to read and for tuning in. I hope that you all get out your notebooks today and start writing. If you haven't written in a long time, you'll be surprised what you see and what you write about. So thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to look up in the sky so you can see your star. My name's Breakaway Ray. Have a great day.